Hello and welcome to another episode of me talking about random things. On this episode of me talking about random things, I'm going to be talking about Naked and Afraid Last One Standings. Why, you may ask? Because season 2 is coming and this has pretty much been the only thing confirmed for Naked and Afraid other than the new season that's airing right now. But I like to talk more about shows with more episodes that are more overarching than just one-off episode and just 3 minutes of me being like, they did the thing, good for them. But Naked and Afraid Last One Standing is a spinoff of the show Naked and Afraid, in which 12 survivalists must battle it out to win $100,000. Maybe they should have been paid a little bit more after suffering in the wilderness, but hey, I'm not a producer. I don't make my money trying to find ways to create drama and making people suffer. There are good producers out there, but sometimes you look and you're just going, they really just made that person cry for funsies, didn't they? But I'm sure the producers who worked on the show worked very, very hard, and kudos to them for creating a successful show because it was confirmed to have a season 2 coming. Now, if you don't know, Naked and Afraid Last One Standing was a competition series where 12 survivalists are plopped into a gorge in Africa, and they have to go through various challenges before one of them can be the last one standing. A lot of people say last man standing, but it's last one standing, everybody. Come on now. And so the way they had the rules was for the first 21 days, if you self-tap from the challenge, your designated partner would leave too. But spoiler alert, no one self-taps and gets rid of their partner. Everyone is just medically tapped the first 21 days. And then a few days later, Chini leaves. And so that was pretty upsetting. And then there was a lot of drama, mainly with one contestant not having the same feelings as other contestants, and the one contestant that didn't align with everyone else kind of was rude about it and wanted to take control of the game, but it didn't work, and then played a victim and basically had the whole audience turn on everyone else, while some of the audience still turned on the person that wanted to change the rules and make it all about them. But sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. There was a lot of manipulation, a lot of darkness, a lot of dark clouds over the fandom. Let me tell you, I avoided Facebook and Reddit for a while during this season because there was a lot of arguing going on when everyone was fighting with one another. But that being said, with season 2 coming, there are some improvements to be made. And actually, a few weeks ago, I had an interview with Joe Ortlip from Naked and Afraid, The Devil's Woods on season 12. That's the name of his episode. And he was on XL Frozen, and he talked about having it be more of a survival challenge where you have primitive survival skills, and that's what's going to get you to the end, as opposed to just run around, find a cache, outlive everyone else, outlive, outlast, all that jazz. Maybe don't take people down rapids. But maybe some improvements would be less caches, but more survival skills themed challenges where you can get rewards. Maybe a few elimination challenges based on, if you are moving from one zone to another and there are a lot of people, you just have an elimination challenge and then boom, get rid of some people more easily. And maybe less moves, just have it be, stay in one spot as well, so you can establish everything there and you can use your skills and you can get food and whatnot on your own, and there's not really a beneficial or negative position or a positive or negative thing to be partnered up with other people, but when it comes to challenges, you will work on your own. And I did like the idea of, the fire challenge that they did at the end where you have to build a primitive fire and it's a race to the finish. Having something like that at the end would be great, but all the moving, all the useless constructions of things that they might not have needed to. Well, I say constructions of things, and I mean having the raft challenge through class 3 rapids, which was incredibly dangerous, and it was just very, very hard to watch at times. It's just people suffering for little to no money, and that's not fun. And also an important thing that would be great for season 2 is better rules, or more strict rules or clear rules, because there was a few times where for example, Jeff and his club that he made that was supposed to be a 4-pronged spear There was the bed they had to build that was supposed to be 2 feet off the ground, but neither was 2 feet off the ground. They had to build a raft for class 3 rapids, but that did not really work out for either team. And one team's was definitely better than the others, but it was really dangerous. And so maybe not putting their lives in danger as much and just have them trying to survive in one location. Maybe not giving them as much food, but we'll see what happens. And then I have a list of like different archetypes that they can have. The big name that brings people in, the underrated, who's pretty good, but they don't really stand down in the fandom, unfortunately. The newbie, someone who's only done 1 or 2 challenges, well, at least 2, because Chini came in with the least experience on season 1, so that probably has to be the one that sets the precedent, unless the person is really, really good to the point where they can be on last one standing after doing 1 challenge. Then you need the villain, the person who's outspoken, and when I say the adaptable, I mean someone similar to Dan Link, who is able to make a bad situation better or is not afraid to try different things to try to catch food. An example is in XL8. Dan used a variety of different traps to try to get food. He tried hunting with a bow and arrow. He was the first and only person to bring tomatoes to a challenge with him. And he also had logs that he placed around his camp so he wouldn't be stepping in mud, so his feet would be drier. So someone who's able to adapt to the situation, and if something were to change, they would be able to pivot and be able to help their situation. There's also someone who's the strategist, which would be an interesting person to add to this game, where it's mainly based on survival skills. So maybe they ask someone, hey, what's a good way to do this or a good way to do that? I'll show you this if you show me that, or I'll share a little bit of my food or a little bit of my blanket with you if I win, and we can buddy during this whole thing. And there's also the cannon fodder, because unfortunately there's always someone who needs to go home first, or the person who needs to somehow get eliminated to further the storyline of someone else, or just someone who, the producers are like, they could be there for funsies, but who will it be? We shall see. But I'm not trying to call the survivalist cannon fodder. The people who make the show are, I swear. And I mainly say cannon fodder because on shows like America's Next Top Model, they always need the cannon fodder individuals to be eliminated so someone else can get a storyline. So I would not be surprised if someone was brought in for that scenario. But thinking about how, it's not a positive or a negative to be around people. If everyone is too far away, then there's not a lot of drama. So maybe having a designated area where they have to camp, that could cause some drama if people are near one another and someone's hacking up a branch to try and make their shelter better and someone gets angry about it. But, little things here and there, but we shall see what happens in season 2. I predict they will be people leaving social media soon, but I can neither confirm nor deny it. We shall see. Anyway, thank you for listening, and I hope you all have a marvelous day/night. Okay, bye-bye.